Hey gut feelers, welcome to this video. We're gonna talk about protein, where to get your protein from if you're eating a plant-based diet. I'm gonna give you my three favorite complete proteins that are all whole foods and all vegan. That's what we're gonna discover in this video. Now, you might be somebody who struggles with their gut health, or you want to just improve your overall health, and you heard about you need more protein, you need to eat animal products so you can really get a complete protein. We're going to bust this myth today, and I'm going to give you three of my favorite complete proteins so you can start healing without needing to use animal products if you don't want to. What we're also going to cover in this video, how you can include those free proteins into your daily life. So all of those free sources come with some recipe ideas that I'm personally using and I'm loving and I'm giving over to clients. So stay tuned for that. Now guys, if you want to learn more about what's this whole protein myth about, is there something to it? How much protein do you really need per day? What is best to eat? Do you want me to go more into depth about protein? If that's the case, then stop this video now just for a second and simply hit one word yes in the comments below. If I get enough feedback from you, I'm happy to produce another video just about protein as a whole theme. Hi, my name is Peggy Schirmer. Welcome to Gut Feelings. On the channel, we help you to cleanse your body from toxins and heal your digestion so you can get your full energy back no matter where you are at the moment in your healing journey. Now, let's get started with number one, my favorite, ever favorite healing food, protein, and that is, guess what? Spirulina. Spirulina, guys, 60% of spirulina's dry weight is a complete source of protein. And that's not everything. And this is a high quality protein that is easy to be digestible because it comes from a cyanobacteria, or an algae. It's a clump of cyanobacteria. And this seaweed, guys, contains all 9 amino acids and in a bioactive form. Now, I've produced a lot of content just about Hawaiian spirulina and spirulina in general, which I'm happily linking you up here or up there. So you can check that out. Also in the description below, there is a tag where you can find videos I recommend. It's going to be in there as well. Make sure you watch that if you want to learn more about this amazing algae, about these amazing health benefits. So I keep this short. Why is spirulina so great? Apart from that it contains 60%, 60%, where do you find that, of healthy protein? It boosts with minerals like iron and zinc, which are one of the healthy heavy metals which we are lacking in the most, especially zinc. It contains a lot of vitamins from the B family, phytochemicals, powerful antioxidants, it lowers inflammation, it boosts your immunity, and guys, what's really important about spirulina is that it alkalizes your body. So if you have chronic gut issues or chronic health struggles in general, especially if you got the autoimmune label sticked on your face or somewhere else on your body, you want to make sure you alkalize your body, because cancer cells like acidic, thrive on acidity, yeah, so high sugar, high protein, high fat content, all this putrefying food in there. Spirulina helps you to alkalize your body. And the cool thing about spirulina, because it's an algae, it lacks the cellulose walls. So you can easily digest it. You don't have to, even if you have a weak digestion, your body will still be able to absorb the nutrients, absorb the goodies, absorb the protein that comes with it. Guys, after all the praise, what can you do with spirulina? Yeah, what can you do with this green algae here? Can you see that? Really blue-green dark color. Well, I'm going to give you 2 recipe ideas how you can include spirulina in your daily life, what I'm doing and what I'm loving. Number 1 is a sweet one, and number 2 is a savory one. The sweet one, guys, I live here in Panama at the moment in a tropical climate. Panama is in Central America. It's warm all day, every day of the year. And one of the things I love the most is ice cream. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of spirulina. I'm going to have 2 frozen bananas. And I add a little bit of coconut water, or if I don't have coconut water, I add some filtered water. I'm going to blend it up and I have it as an ice cream. And guys, this makes my day. You have everything. You have healthy glucose in there. You have phytominerals, you have zinc, you have iron, you have protein if you feel like, oh my god, I'm lacking protein. It's amazing. One thing that I forgot to mention about the health benefits of spirulina is that it binds to toxins. This is one of the best and most safest ways to detoxify your body, because spirulina, in comparison to chlorella, I'm going to go more into depth in the other video. Spirulina, if it sponges up a toxin in your bloodstream, it never lets go. Chlorella is like the little sister of spirulina. It's a very clumsy one, just lets it fall off there, and then it's in the brain. You can't really rely on chlorella. You want to make sure you get spirulina. Again, if you want to know more about that, check the description below. Okay, so number two, first one was spirulina ice cream, and number two is as simple as it gets. So whenever you make some cooked vegetables, you have some potatoes, maybe some sweet potatoes, some carrots, just like a stew or coming out of the oven, just sprinkle some spirulina as a seasoning, 1 to 2 teaspoons over there. You have a savory taste. You need less salt, you need less seasoning, and it's going to benefit your body big time. Okay, guys, before we take this any further, I have a request for you. I want to know from you, question of the day, what is your favorite plant-based protein source? Needs to be a whole food, and it needs to be plant-based. Think about it for a second. I'd count till 5. 1, 2, 3. Your favorite plant source for protein. 4, 5. And when you have it, just one word, pause the video and put it in the comments below. This community really thrives, not just from me standing here in front of the camera and talking to you, but creating a gut feeler community where we support each other with all the experience that we make, so we get more independent from all what science called scientific, or any kinds of health industry which is just paid by the pharma industry, so we can feel more empowered in our daily life and support each other. This is what it's all about, so make sure you engage in the community and use the support that is here. What's your favorite plant-based protein? Let me know in the comments below now, before we go any further. If it's spirulina, that's fine as well. Number 2 is a seed, which is often referred to as a pseudo-cereal, because it's prepared in the same way as grains, but it's gluten-free, and botanically it's related to spinach. Have any ideas what it could be? Well, I'll tell you in a moment. It contains 8 grams of protein per cup. Cup is like less than 200 grams. Here's an interesting fact about this pseudo grain. It's called a superfood without doubt, but NASA, they actually declared this as the perfect snack for astronauts, because when they go on long-term missions, because it's so rich in minerals, it contains a complete protein source, and it's gluten-free. What is it? 1, 2, 3. It's quinoa. Quinoa, those little discs. I always call them like UFOs. They look like little UFOs when you cook them. There we go. This is like a tree-colored quinoa. You can see that. And quinoa, apart from being a complete protein, contains all the 9 amino acids, also is a great source of fiber. It contains the plant component quercetin. Quercetin, you never have heard about quercetin. Quercetin is really, really important if you have allergies. It's highly anti-inflammatory. It lowers inflammation in the brain as well. One of the main sources of quercetin are raw onions. Even if you cook them, there's still some quercetin. I also have a video about onions with the quercetin if you want to learn more. I'm going to link that in the comments. Now, quinoa. B vitamins, that's what you get from there. It's one of the best women healing foods. Why? Because it contains 4 amazing things that women usually are lacking of and need the most. Magnesium, rich in magnesium, potassium, iron, and zinc. This is why it's called a woman healing food. So ladies, if you're not eating quinoa yet, join me and let's have some. One note of caution, guys. Quinoa is high in phytic acid. Phytic acid can prevent the absorption of minerals. So one thing you got to do to make sure this is not going to happen, as simple as it gets, is to sprout your quinoa. Which brings us to our recipes idea. What to do with those awesome pseudo grains? What can you do with quinoa? So one thing what I like to do is, like, I always sprout quinoa, then you can eat it raw, or you can cook the sprouts. Of course, if you eat it raw, you get the elevated biotics that I talk about when we talk about fermented foods and sprouts. had some comments there. But one of my favorite ways of eating quinoa is as a type of couscous. So instead of using wheat, I do a quinoa couscous. What I put in there is the tree-colored quinoa that you just saw here. I sprout it and then I cook it. I put bell pepper in there, cucumbers, tomatoes, all kinds of herbs, some raw red onion, and some Himalaya seasoning. And of course, you can also put on top, guess what? Yay, spirulina! You can put spirulina on top as well. But having like a rich lunch like this can be super satisfying because it's very calorie dense, quinoa. So you make sure you get this healthy plant-based protein into your diet. Guys, last but not least, number 3. If you care about your ecological footprint, this protein is going to be your friend. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are by far the most ecological protein source, and it's a complete protein as well that you can get on planet Earth. The plant is super robust, grows almost everywhere, is tolerant to all kinds of diseases, and just as really strong. It grows like, indeed, like weed. The really cool thing about hemp seeds is where you can fight every carnivore diet guy. It contains the same amount of protein, 30%, like beef and lamb. Now, if you like to eat beef and lamb, don't go crazy. I'm not against anybody who eats meat, but if you don't want to and you want to focus more on a plant-based diet, because it actually also can help you to heal faster if you have any chronic diseases, then hemp is going to be your friend. With 2 to 3 tablespoons, you get 11 grams of complete protein. And if you're somebody who's into the whole fish oil, I need fish oil for my brain because I need the omega-3 fatty acids, you're going to be surprised because hemp contains the perfect ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, 1 to 3. So 1 portion of omega-3 to 3 portions of omega-6. The perfect fatty acids. Don't take fish oil capsules, guys. Fish oil capsules full of toxic heavy metal, mercury, even if they're cleansing, even if it's organic, they will still get the mercury, and it starts oxidizing faster because of the processing of the fish and the attempt to get the mercury out of the product. So don't do fish oil, do hemp seeds. And one more thing to notice, which is important, guys, if you're on a healing journey, hemp seeds, because they are a seed, they are high in fat. So you don't want to overdo it. If you're healing your gut, then lower a little bit. Maybe doing like 1 tablespoon is really enough per day. And how are you going to do that? Let's get into it. Recipe idea, my favorite one, guys. This is by far one of my favorite recipes ideas ever. Just discovered that a few months ago and I really love it. It's so delicious. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about DIY hemp milk. Super easy. It's a perfect replacement if you're still on cow's milk. It's super smooth, it's mild, it doesn't have any kind of soy flavor, sour taste, or anything like bitter. And it's easy, it's super fast to make. All you need is, you need a nut milk bag. If you like, you can add some vanilla bean powder, and of course you need hemp hearts. You can also add a few myrtle dates or stevia extract if you like it a little bit sweeter. What I'm doing is I use 4 cups of filtered water from my friend, my Berkey water filter, which is the best in the world. I'm going to link you that in the description below as well if you want to check that out, how to filter your water. And then I use half a cup of hemp seed hearts, 4 medjool dates or less, or some stevia. Don't have to, this is optional. And a pinch of pure vanilla bean powder. We're not talking about natural vanilla extract or anything like that, because that often contains MSG, which can interfere with your neurological system, which can inflame the brain. So nothing that says natural flavor, guys. Pure grounded vanilla bean powder, awesome for your digestion. Relaxes, it's very soothing, calms down, boosts your serotonin levels. It's a stimulant as well for better mood. If you want to get that as well, I link you my favorite vanilla bean powder and the nut milk bag down below. So you blend all those ingredients, 4 cups of filtered water, half a cup of hemp seed hearts, something to sweeten, and a pinch of vanilla bean powder. Blend that all up, and then you put it through a nut milk bag, squeeze it out, and you have the perfect, guys, the perfect milk on planet Earth. It's plant-based, it contains protein, and it contains a little bit of fat as well. Super soothing and delicious. Before we head over to the bonus content, did you answer the question of the day already? What is your favorite plant-based protein source? Maybe now you have some more inspirations if you hadn't had them before. Let me know one word in the comments below. I'm curious to know what you love. Summary of the video: there are 3 amazing sources of protein, which is plant-based protein and complete proteins, contain all the 9 amino acids, spirulina, quinoa, and hemp seeds. You can use them if you want to care for the environment, for your ecological footprint, and they are high sources of high bioavailable protein which your body can actually work with, especially spirulina. Now guys, bonus content. One of the best ways to do a light lunch and combine all those 3 protein sources is a salad, which I'm doing at least once a week because it's so delicious, especially if it's warm climate or you just want something fresh and light. What you do is a cucumber salad. So just chopping up some cucumber, peel it if you want. If it's organic, I'd rather have the peel on because there are a lot of minerals and vitamin K, for example, in the green peel. Chop up the cucumber or make cucumber noodles as well. It's great if you have a spiralizer. If not, I have one on my website. And then you add 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder, just sprinkle on top. 2 to 3 teaspoons of sprouted quinoa, which we saw before here. And I didn't show you the hemp hearts. And 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds. Those, they are peeled, shelled, so hemp hearts, with some sea salt if you like, and some lemon juice, fresh pressed over, cutting a lemon in half and just squeezing that over. Delicious lunch. Because it contains some protein and because it contains also some fat from the hemp hearts, it's actually more filling than you think. I usually do like 2 cucumbers and put all the other ingredients, and then you have a delicious light lunch, or can use it as a snack in between. I usually use like 2 cucumbers if I have it for lunch. Have a great day. Bye bye.